This lesson will review how the person and environment fit are important to support living in the community. The objectives for this lesson are to build a base of knowledge on why the person and environment fit are important for my choice participants, and to develop an understanding of the interrelationship between the person and environmental factors, and how those factors might influence behavior change, like taking medications, exercising, and other things. Social ecological models help us to understand why human development and the system in which growth occurs. Social workers are taught about these types of models in school and use them day to day in practice. There are several layers within these models. The microsystem, which is the immediate physical and social environment. The mesosystem, which are interactions among the systems within the environment. The exosystem, which are the broader social, policy, and economic conditions. And finally, the macrosystem, which is influenced by general beliefs and attitudes shared by society. As you can see in the circle, the person or individual is in the center of the model, and all levels are interrelated. Here is a depiction of an ecological approach, which you can see is one circle embedded within another, starting with the person to show the ecological approach. First, intrapersonal. This is the participant or individual's knowledge, attitude, behavior, self-concept, or developmental abilities. This is the person or the my choice participant. Second, interpersonal processes and primary groups are the formal and informal social networks and support systems, including family, friends, and work. We know these are caregivers for the most part, but also church visitors or people at congregate meals. And the third circle is institutional factors, which are social institutions and organizations' characteristics, and the formal and informal rules and regulations for operations. These could be the area agency on aging or a local church or health department, and the formal and informal rules by which they operate to support my choice participants. The fourth circle are community factors, which are the relationships among the organizations, institutions, and informal networks with defined boundaries. This could be the relationship between my choice and the area agency on aging or a local church or health department. And finally, public policy are the local, state, and national rules and practices. For example, as you know, the Medicaid funding for both the state and the national level impacts the My Choice program. How we can use the model in My Choice is interesting. We use the model to explain the person-environment-home interaction to improve living in the community. Like use of home-delivered meals to assure nutritional needs are met, or lawn care or snow removal so the home environment is usable. We use the model to nurture human growth and development, in particular in environments, like counseling for a participant who is depressed. Or we can use the model to improve the environment to support the person, like adding grab bars in a bathroom. The environment fit is important to a My Choice participant because it can improve the participant's use of the environment and support the participant living at home and improve how the environment supports the participant. All highly valued by My Choice participants in the waiver program. In sum, the focus of the ecological model is that it focuses on both the population level, such as a location with no sidewalks in a city, and the individual level with not being able to walk every day that may cause health issues when there is a need to improve health through use of a walking intervention. This type of an approach considers issues that are community-based and individually focused. So here's a checkpoint. What does an ecological approach focus on? The person and the environment around the person, sidewalk width, cracks and lighting, or cross-lane lights dimmed so disabled can make it across the street. So the correct answer is all the above. The participant supports and the environment to support the participant. So why would an ecological model approach work in the My Choice program with participants? Because interrelationships exist among different causes of poor health, and an evidence-based intervention is likely to be effective because it addresses problems of both the person and the environment. And historically, the health field has focused on individual level health causes and interventions. It did not regard the importance of the environment. Now we know better. We need to focus on both the individual participant and their environment to assure supports are available to live in the community. Here are some practical applications of the ecological model in the My Choice program. The model could be used to demonstrate effective rapport building to elicit the participants' input. For example, staying up to date on community news and events like during the Flint water crisis. The model could be used to conduct a conversation with meaningful intent to elicit the participants' input. The model could be used to encourage participant engagement by using open-ended conversation. This could provide a deeper understanding of how the participant perceives themselves and the environment in which they live. The model could also be used to help the supports coordinators to be aware of the participants' beliefs and biases, and also to not impose the support coordinator's beliefs or biases on the participant. And finally, the model could be used for active listening to elicit the participants' input during person-centered care, where you need to hear the desires of the person. So here's another checkpoint. Why is the fit with the living environment important to the My Choice participant? Is it to improve participant use of the environment, to support the participant living at home, to improve how the environment supports the participant, or all of the above? The correct answer is to improve participant use of the environment. So here are some practical applications of the ecological model in the My Choice program. First, to assess rather than complete an assessment, using your skills and experience. Anyone can ask a question, but only a clinician can conduct an assessment. Second, never assume what the participant is thinking. It's okay to ask for clarity. Be authentic and develop trust. Third, assuming can interfere with future communication between the professional and participant and may cause the participant to shut down and discontinue participating in the program. Always stay aware of personal beliefs and biases. And finally, ongoing assessment should be fluid, and it occurs from the moment you speak to a participant over the phone or go on a visit to the end of the visit. Here are some more practical applications of the ecological model in the My Choice program. First, to identify the participants' barriers and strengths as it relates to how the individual navigates inside and outside the home. Second, to identify things that trigger a problem and how effective coping skills could be used. Third, to coordinate care with all disciplines. And finally, to communicate with all disciplines to assist with ongoing engagement of the participant through use of motivational interviewing. In summary, ecological models are important when we think about how to interact with and address the problems experienced by My Choice participants. We cannot care for someone who does not have a home setting, or if they live in a place that does not meet their basic needs. And addressing both the person and the environment to assure that fit occurs is the underlying premise of this evidence-based model of care. So here's another checkpoint. How can My Choice clinicians use an ecological approach? Is it by demonstrating rapport building to obtain participants' input on plans of care, by using causal conversations with meaningful intent to elicit participant input, by being aware of the participants' beliefs and biases, or all of the above? So the correct answer for this is all of the above. Rapport building, meaningful casual conversations, and awareness of beliefs and biases. So here is a case study of a real-life My Choice participant who received this evidence-based model of care during our pilot study. This person lived alone in a second-floor apartment and had a history of depression, anxiety, hypertension, hypokalemia, hyperthyroidism, and encephaly. A herniated disc, and after surgery sent them to the nursing home for rehab. The person chose the following goals: to independently perform ADLs and IDLs and remain at home, and to improve strength and balance. The person-centered service plan had 5 focus areas: assistive devices, fall prevention, improve ADLs, IDL tasks, strength and balance, and medication management. Regarding assistive devices, 2 things occurred, spending $44.95. First, a handy bar device was obtained as the participant had difficulty transferring in and out of the car when transported. And second, a car caddy was obtained. The participant was able to reach the goal and could transfer in and out of the car with use of the devices and go to the grocery store, impacting both ADL transfers and IADL grocery shopping. Regarding fall prevention, the following occurred. 6 hazards were removed, which addressed clutter, poor lighting, and slippery floors. Often the participant was not aware of their surroundings. In this circumstance, the goal was to educate the participant on fall prevention strategies and the detriments of falling. Results included when the participant ambulated, they take the time and became aware of their surroundings and used a walker with a rollator for balance. Regarding improved activities of daily living, the participant wanted safer bathing. So the OT placed a rubber mat the entire length of the tub, as the participant felt unsafe when transferring out of the tub and the floor was wet. Thus, the goal was a safe tub transfer. The result included a participant feeling safe with tub transfers that could be conducted independently without slipping and falling. In this case, the participant had a high level of satisfaction and stated they would recommend the care to help be independent in the home setting within the My Choice program. And the equipment was very helpful to promote independence. The recommendation for this case was to discharge from the My Choice program, as the person had increased strength and balance and improved physical function and no longer needed assistance and could function independently. In sum, this evidence-based model of care that is person-centered and self-directed is effective because it was focused on modifying the environment to fit the person. The case presented provided an example of how, even though the individual was recently hospitalized and dependent on care of others, the care that was person-centered and self-directed approach to truly made a difference to promote independence and continue the ability to live at home in the community. Thank you.